YouTube, Twitter. There we go. And I got to do my little refreshing here.
Sorry, get all my coughs out.
Good. Boom! We're live on the Where to Hunt podcast, coming at you for round 2 on Tuesday night. Just wrapped up the first ever W2H Rut Club Radio, season 1 of the 2019 deer season. We took 4 calls from around the country: California, Ohio, Arkansas, and Wisconsin. So that was pretty neat. Today on the show, we're going to bring on DRock. But first, before I do, I know it's kind of funny that I drink scotch when I do the show, but I did already have my Backwoods Grind coffee just a minute ago. I finished that up, and it was delicious. And, I kind of say the same thing every time, that it's worth trying their sampler pack to get started. But if you are like me and you like to just dive feet first into shit and go all in, I would recommend, if you were going to go that route, to go all in on the Camp House blend. That's what I drink primarily. I love it. And, if you want to save some coin while you're doing that, if you look at the screen for those watching real time, you can enter in code W2H podcast and get yourself 10% off. Their website's really easy to get to. It's backwoodsgrind.com. So trust me, it smells really good. If you go to their website, I don't know how they've done it, but the aroma actually comes through. It's really weird. I think they've time traveled into the future to pull some technology out. So just make sure you take a good whiff when you get there too. It's awesome. So DRock, what up?
What up, E-Money? How you doing, Doug?
Well, I'm all hyper because I had all my coffee. So I'm talking about a million miles a minute.
There you
Plus,
go.
I'm freaking excited that you're here, man.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long time coming, man. I was drinking, we're sponsored by Death Wish Coffee, so I'm on the Death Wish. You're on the Backwoods, rightfully so, on our parameters on the map. So I'm hyped up, and I poured my good old friend Elijah Craig, my bourbon, and I got my Shebeen to my right, my bourbon to my left, and fired up the smoker.
Dude, you're
Let's
on
rock.
a roll. And
Ready
I
rock
got
with
my
D-Rock.
friend Johnny Walker over here bringing up the rear. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Cheers. Actually, you know what? This one's for you, E. Shebeen.
Ooh, that does sound good. Especially that John beer.
Good stuff.
Dude, okay. You've never actually formally been on the Where to Hunt podcast, and we already have a caller in the queue, but we're going to make you hang out there for a little bit. Their guy, Christopher Johnson, I know who you are. You just hang out there for a bit, but we'll bring you on a little bit. So, DRock, formally, let's introduce you, man. Who are you?
Well, my name is DRock Clarke. I'm from the Dirty Water, Waterbury, Connecticut. I'm the host of East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, and East Coast Trev is my co-host, along with Ryan the Porn Star, and the three of us create East Coast Bowhunting Podcast. We're a platform to educate, targeting the new hunter, specifically bow hunter, but we welcome all hunters, as well as the old hunter or the veteran that kind of got away from the woods a little bit because life smacked them in the face, as I like to call it. And it's just, it's been a roller coaster ride. Talk about specifically me. I grew up hunting all my life. I was actually, I guess you could say, more entitled in Mexico, and we moved to America when I was a young lad. And
How old were you when you made the move?
I was actually born in West Des Moines, Iowa. That's the part that I love most, because I'm the only sibling or only family member aside from my dad that was born in the United States. My dad was born in New York, and everyone else, including my mother, were born in Monterrey, Mexico. It's about 3 hours south of El Paso, Texas. So after I was about maybe 1 to 2 years old, we moved to Mexico, back to Mexico as a family, and moved back to the States and became poor again when I was probably 7 turning 8, something like that.
Okay.
I just gotten into kindergarten, going into first grade.
Damn.
So it's just one of those roller coaster rides as far as life throwing curveballs at you. And moving to the States, I was actually upset with my dad specifically because, as a little kid, you build up all your friends at school and in the schoolyard and even at home. And to leave all that, I didn't understand why, because, a little kid doesn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, was it the best move ever. Mainly because of the people I've met from then until now, young lad until now, and specifically the hunting. Much bigger. Everything's bigger in America. Roads, houses, people, and animals. So it's definitely a good move by my dad. Kudos to him.
It worked out in the end, huh?
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
So that's a little behind the curtain to kind of how you came to be. How did you get into, and look, I don't feel that bad for Chris because he's listening to the show as he's hanging out there. I want to give
cool.
you the ground cover, and the runway to really unpack. So how did you get into podcasting? Like, where did that idea even come from for you? Because you're pretty fresh in the podcasting world. I know you and I talked probably about a year ago, and I was on your show, and you were probably 15, 18, 20 episodes in at that point, and you just sound like you've been doing it your whole life.
Well, thank you. First off, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. It really does. Anyone getting into podcasts or podcasting or any type of small business like that, especially in this realm, doesn't really know what it's all cracked up to be until you're in it. And it, man, is a lot more hard work than what I originally anticipated. But I give all the credit to WCB, Working Class Bowhunter, specifically Kurt Dyer. He kind of, I guess you could say he kind of held my hand through it all. Anytime I would do my own homework, but if I came to a roadblock, he was the person that would my go-to guy, and still is, amongst other things, to find out exactly what I needed to do. But to answer your question, the way I got into podcasting is I started whitetail hunting. I'm a newer bow hunter to whitetail. I started 2017 was my first season, but 2016 I did all my homework. I had a nudge from a good friend of mine here in Connecticut. Shout out to Jay Grenier out of Woket, Connecticut. He actually kind of gave me the nudge into whitetail, and I recently got into a car accident, so I was starting off with a crossbow because my shoulder was done and out for the count. Let's fast forward. He got me into whitetail hunting. I was very successful 2017, and mid-season I got to transition back to compound, which was a blessing. Just healing correctly and taking care of my body. And but in 2016, doing my homework, I found Working Class Bowhunter. Sorry to jump all around on the timeline, but doing my due diligence. Yeah, exactly. Doing my due diligence, I really wanted the insides and outs of whitetail hunting. And this is the best suggestion that I could tell any new bow hunter, especially to whitetail, is use the information that's at our disposal, because all the old timers that I now have learned from, they didn't have that access, whether it be internet, even go old school, library, books, magazines, definitely use the internet, videos, word of mouth, stories. But what really worked for me most was podcasting. The podcasts that I was finding were so informational, and there's all different types of podcasts out there. There's very informational ones. There's some that are very entertaining. There's some that mix the both together. Some that you couldn't really relate to but had the information you were looking for, and then the ones that were most relatable that had the information you were looking for as well. And that's how I came across Working Class Bowhunter in 2016. And I just fell in love with the dudes because I think you could agree, Eric, is we can relate to them most. I mean, they were just your everyday man that had the same passion we did, and they were connected to the right people to get them on the show and talk whitetail. So what better way to get the mix? And then the best part is they drink beer. I mean, that makes it all. It makes deer camp that much easier. You know what I mean? And they're talking whether it be liquid courage or not, and they're handling their own, they were always talking the truth. So it's always nice to come across some real motherfuckers like them. Oh, I'm sorry. Could I swear on your show? Is that all right?
Yeah, dude. I just mark it explicit, and then that's it. Game over. It's a winner.
There we go.
So
there you go.
I've just been
the MF for drop.
I don't think I've sworn more in my life than the fucking hour I was on your show, dude. And whatever.
That was a good time, man. That was a good time.
I got a real quick shout out. Joel, what's up, buddy? Kevin, what's going on? Kurt, what up? Trev, what up? Everyone's starting to pop in here. I'm just shouting out to some folks. Elijah, you were just listening to the other show, so look at you coming back for more. Thank you. Dude, Working Class had me on, I think it was before our wedding in 2016. I was still at an apartment in a little town called Pewaukee, and I remember I was like, I was just kind of redoing my app, and I wanted to kind of pump that out there. And those guys were like right out of the gate, yeah, man, let's have you on. We'd love to shoot the shit. And it was like I went in just some guy thinking I was going to promote some stuff because I liked the way that these guys did stuff, and I came out feeling like I had some friends. And to this day, I still talk to those guys. I talk to Kurt. I hang out with them at the trade shows. I went to the shoot. Like, we stay in touch. They care. They're like in touch with their audience and other members of the podcasting community. And they're always helpful, man. The reason this setup is working right now is because Kurt spent an hour with me for the first ever version of this show back in March or February, whatever the hell it was, and helped me get it dialed in. That's incredible, dude. So you're
what it is, man.
Right.
To answer your question, sorry to cut you off, but to answer your question before we get too carried away into right field is how I got into podcasting is, falling in love with the boys at WCB. I sent them out a little care package and let them know I was going to hit up the DRock Classic in 2017. And I asked them if it was cool if I would chill with them. And that's how humble they are and how real they are. They say, yeah, no problem. Now, not knowing someone, they sent something out like a little like, hey, it's okay to chill with me. And then not knowing who I am. And then my username at the time was DRock666. So, like, there's all these, like, unknowns, right? So the fact that they said, yeah, no problem, goes a long way with these dudes. These dudes are the real deal. And, there's always that question like, well, I hope he's cool because we just said we're going to chill with him. And if he's a buzzkill, well, guess what? The whole thing is trying to dodge DRock. But one thing led to another. We hit it off. And fast forward, we got along so well, they threw me on their show at the Iowa Deer Classic, a.k.a. In the Dungeon, which I had the pleasure of recording in this past season. And we just hit it off from there, man. And where I found my niche, I feel, is just I felt like I knew them already, being, listening 200 some odd episodes of their show. I felt like I knew them already. And then to shake their hand, give them a hug. And they didn't even shake hands. They hug. They're huggers. And they turned me into a hugger, too.
Hey, watch out, everybody. They're huggers.
Yeah. Up close and personal, in your face. So episode 207 dropped, DRock Clarke, and what ended up happening, I kind of had a list for them because I wanted to get to know them even more and let the listeners kind of get to know them on questions they probably had that never got to hear on the show. So it was like tables turn, and I interviewed them. It was their show, but I don't want to say I was hosting it, but Kurt gave me the privilege to kind of guide that episode, and that's how I got into podcasting, man. That was the birth of it, anyway.
And the rest is history.
Idea.
Yeah, and you started calling to this show, and you and I just became instant friends, dude. Like, it was like the scene in Step Brothers. Do we just become best friends? Yep. Do you want to do karate in the garage? Yep. Like,
so many activities. Oh, shit,
dude, for real.
Yeah.
It's rare you come across people that are real and authentic, and you cut to the bone in such a positive way so quick that you get down to the meat of who you really are. In the first couple sentences of talking to you, that there's no fucking around. It's great, dude.
I appreciate that, man. And that's what it is, too, man. I encourage everyone just to kind of stay true to who you are. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. I mean, shit. I still don't know shit about whitetail hunting. but guess what? Surround myself around everyone that's very successful, or even people that have found some success, not necessarily very successful, but just know what to do. That I attribute to my success in 2017 and 2018, and hopefully 2019 as well. It's just you surround yourself around like-minded people and killers that do it for the right reason and are in it for the greater good, and it's all good in the hood from there. All good in the hood from there, brother.
I appreciate that, man. Well, we do have a topic we can get into, but let's stop Chris from his suffering. Let's bring him on so he can say his piece, and then we got someone else right behind him already. So, like you said, I think we're going to be taking some calls
all right, let's
today.
Do it. Hell yeah, let's run it.
Hey, Chris, you're live on the Where to Hunt podcast. What up, homie?
What's going on, man? Nah, I ain't
hear
really
your
have
voice.
no peace. I was just,
When did I see you last? Was that at Deer Fest?
yeah, Deer Fest. I was in that Scent Crusher booth.
Killing it. You had your
Holy
cleavage
crap.
showing and everything, dude. You were just reeling them in.
I know, man. Them Daisy Dukes, they work. It helps when you cut that extra 2 inches off and show the pocket as well.
Yeah, man. How's it
There
going?
you go.
How you
There
doing?
you go. Were you rocking the thongs too, showing off that whale tail?
No, Merck had that for me last at Iowa Deer Classic, so I didn't want to take that from him.
Nice, man.
So,
Well, good, Chris.
actually,
Nice to hear your
I'm
voice
on
again,
duty
brother.
right now. Yeah, man.
Oh, no.
Actually, I'm on duty right now at the station.
Oh shit.
And I got y'all on speaker as I'm out on the front porch because the only good place I got service. And the woman in the park walked by and started laughing because she overheard the whole Daisy Duke thing. She's like, "Yeah, work it."
We don't
That's
get a
cool,
sexual
man. Thank you
harassment
again.
charge or
Again,
something.
I was gonna say, here I am sitting on the steps of a Coast Guard base, like military base, and talking about wearing Daisy Dukes.
That's totally normal. That's
Doesn't
totally
get more
normal.
America than that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to get on Eric's level with the handlebar mustache and the mullet.
Yeah, Eric
There you
from
go.
Working
Not
Class.
Clarke,
This
Schmidt.
Eric has got no hair. I do got the handlebar mustache.
No, Eric
I should
Schmidt.
have done.
Eric Schmidt.
Yeah.
Or Hammond. Sorry, wow. Eric Hammond.
Yeah, from Working Class. The mullet.
Yeah, from Working Class. Yes, thank you.
So when is your season
Hey,
open up?
man.
You're down in, where are you at?
I'm in Illinois right now, up by Chicagoland area.
Where does but where do you hail from? Is it Florida?
Oh yeah, I'm from South Florida, like West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Basically, we were about to get smacked by Dorian, and my family's all still down there. But thank God it turned and went away from us, and my family didn't see much more than the normal summertime rainstorm. It wasn't anything really. They were like, oh yeah, it was a little windy, but we didn't really see much. I mean, they were out eating breakfast this morning, like no big deal.
Good.
But Bahamas got slammed pretty hard. Cat 4 just hovered over top of them for 32 hours. So,
Well, that's
They're,
good to hear, man. They were in my prayers, Chris. I mean, everyone in Florida. I got family down in Florida as well, so that's really good to hear, man.
yeah, I appreciate it, DRock. I appreciate it. No, I didn't have no
Hey, man.
piece to say or nothing. I just saw your post saying call in at 7, so that's what I did.
Here we
I
are.
can follow direct.
I can follow directions. I hope so. Military boy. Freaking taking orders
Yeah,
over
man.
there.
Exactly.
Amen, brother. I can't wait to go watch yourself through your ceremony, my friend. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah, man. If you can, bring your bow down, because I can set you up with, at the very least, a cheap outfitter to go smack a hog. So,
Oh,
could
that'd be
fun.
dope.
That could be fun.
so I'm
You know what
looking
they
at
say?
that'd be
If a hog get attitude, drop it like it's hot.
And now, Eric,
Huh?
no more funny jokes, Eric.
Dad
more
jokes for
funny jokes.
days on this show. Don't worry, I'm not actually funny.
Yeah, right? God. You're trying too hard to be funny there, bud.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. We're all laughing, aren't we? Son of a bitch.
Wait, well, yeah, I don't want you to taking Stevie Mo's job over there, man. Ease up on
I
comedy.
got a gut to grow if I'm going to do that.
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
low blow. Low blow.
All right, man. Chris, we're gonna let you off, and then we're gonna bring the next guy
Yeah,
on.
man.
Looks like we got Connor joining us. You have a good day, dude. Thanks for serving our country over
All
there
right,
Peace
buddy.
out,
Y'all
Chris.
take
in
care.
Illinois. Love it.
Peace out, man. Love you, brother.
Love you, bro.
All right, so DRock, we're just gonna roll through it here.
Let's run it.
Who do we got? Connor.
Yo, 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 what up?
What's going on, buddy? Welcome to
Yep.
the show.
Whitetail
You're live.
Drifter in the house.
Drifting through podcast land.
How's it going?
Look at this guy.
Yeah, I'm drifting all over tonight, actually. What up, DRock?
What's good, homie? How you?
I'm great, man. Thanks for asking.
Shit, thanks
I had to
for
hop
calling
on.
in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had to call in, one, because DRock paid me.
He
Two,
doesn't pay that good. He didn't
don't.
take much.
yeah, he don't pay very well, but he paid me.
He offered
Peso
to
or
cut my
something.
grass. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. I ain't lying, but I had to chime in because everybody was showing love to Kurt, and I just had to share with. I'm going to Kentucky tomorrow, and don't have my stick and stand set up in yet. So Kurt Geyer, being the kind, giving fellow he is, lent me his custom gear set up to run to Kentucky with. So, like, the kid's
Damn.
just endless with helping out people, you know, whenever they need it, however they need it. But I had
Word.
a question for DRock about how he's going to set goals for himself this year moving forward. Because as a new hunter, you know, it was weird to me, and I even had to message Kurt about that, about, like, you know, how do you set goals for yourself, you know, moving forward?
That's a good question, Doug. I actually appreciate that question because I've been thinking about that all season long. As soon as my season ended in 2017, going into trade show season and being surrounded by, you know, AKA the gang. I want to be as successful as I could be to my capability, which for any good shot and person that does their homework, it's really sky's the limit. But specifically to answer your question, how I set my goals is to stay grounded on why I got into it and have fun with it. I say this because it's very easy to get away from having fun with it. Because I remember the first day of getting into it, because all 2016 for me was mainly just learning and scouting, not hunting deer. So
Sure.
it was so thrilling for me, thrilling to the point that it was a newfound love, so to speak. Sort of like the new crush when you get into a new relationship, like you're all like making out all the time and shit like that.
Don't let your wife hear that.
Mentally, hey,
Are you saying you don't
That's
want to
not-
make out anymore?
nah. I'm trying to keep that same spark alive, man. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Whether you need a natural aphrodisiac, start eating some escargots, some oysters to keep that mojo going, or what have you, mentally, keep on going back on why you got into it. My goal is to stay diligent on having fun, because I really, truly believe I had a lot of luck that helped me along the way and being what I think is successful to me, you know. Success is all different versions for every individual, but I think I had 2 successful seasons because I continued to have fun and for the love of the game. So my goal is to continue to have that same love, but try to one-up it. And truth be told, at the end of the day, in the back of my head, I still want that jigga Fabio. Fabio's irking to get slayed by me, and that's my obsession. That's my obsession right now. So the main goal is have fun, but in the back of my head, I want Fabio this season.
Dude,
There you
so
go. Yeah, so that's interesting for me too, because there was points and a lot of people would message me and it's like, looks like you're not having fun. Well, like, just because I'm not skipping
Really?
around the woods just doesn't mean I'm not having fun, you know what I mean?
you're going to have to do a video of you skipping
I
through the
can
woods
relate
now,
to that.
man. Like an actual, literal video
Right.
of that. So we got 4 other people in line, Connor. I'm going to challenge you with this
Yeah,
question before you go. So I'm going to drop you off after I ask this question. Think about this and let me know. And for those listening, think of the same. if I told you next week, starting what? That'd be the 9th. Let's say September 9th to the 13th, your day job is good. You're on PTO or you don't have to go back to it, right? That is the starting week of the rest of your life where you don't got to do shit for anybody else other than yourself. Now, if you were to take that week to start things off and apply it to hunting, you now have unlimited time for hunting, limitless time. How would you prioritize what it is you're going to do? Where are you going to go? What are you going to bring? How are you going to hunt? You talked about your goals. I think that's a good question to think about. Okay, this is real. What would you do? That's my thought for you to part with.
Ooh, do you want an answer?
Nope. Just stew on it, man. Come back at me later.
All right, cool. I'll get back with you on that. I've got to get up to this instructor course for an archery program through our Learn to Hunt program in Iowa. So I got to jet, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Rock on, buddy. Have a good night.
Yep, you
Word,
too.
Connor. Love you, brother. Peace out.
Yeah, good night, y'all. Love you.
All right, DRock. Next, who do we got? Ryan David out of Ohio.
Woo! What's up?
2 times in one
What's
night.
going on? Ohio is here.
You know it, baby. You know it.
Hell yeah. What's good, Ryan? How you?
It's all good, brother. Hey, I'm great. Thanks for asking. DRock, again, that wedding was killer, man.
It looked like you had fun, man. I was looking for you on the late tip. I was still up to bat and swinging. I was like, where's my DH? Where's my DH? And Garrett's like, who the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, my DH, Ryan. He's like, your DH went to the dugout. I'm like, all right. I'm like, where's my other DH? My other DH. Talking about Keith. And from Tattooed in the Wild is here, brother. Ryan's an OG to that. I don't know if you knew that, E-Money.
That's right.
I'm starting to learn, man. He just called into the other show a little bit ago. It's freaking crazy night tonight. I love it.
Hell yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, Caterpillar calling in from California.
That's dope, man. I need to get that jig on the show. That dude's got a lot of knowledge to give, man. No one even knows about this guy.
He was just in Africa, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
man." Then I was in Utah hunting elk. I'm like, "Shit, you're everywhere, man." Now you're in California. Like, holy crap!
Hell yeah. So, yo, Ryan, this is a little off subject, and I have a question for you actually. After this first one is, what was your favorite part of the wedding, dog?
Man, I've never been involved in like such a in-depth wedding, and we sat in the pews for like 2 hours, and honestly, I got consumed with the whole atmosphere and everything. Just sitting there watching you guys get married was probably, that was it. That was the best part for me, is watching you guys exchange your vows and just the whole atmosphere and being, we drove 10 plus hours to get out there, and it was just beautiful, man. But just the part of you guys exchanging vows in the church, the setting was beautiful, man. That was my favorite part, for sure.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. I'm glad you came, man. Glad the family from Ohio made the jaunt, and I hope it was worth it. Woo! But my main question to hunting is, are you ready?
Brother,
are you ready?
I want to say yes, but I think I got. There's always more things to check off the list, but I think I'm ready. I want to be ready. So we got you. You've been out there. You've been out to the farm, and
I'm gonna be out there again.
We got that place set up. You know it.
Dude, I got to get in on this action. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I got to get in on this action. Ohio's only like 7 hours from Wisconsin.
Bruh, it's 10 for me, but it's worth the drive. Not even just for the deer, but for the people, man. You need to get out there. Here, this is for Ohio right here.
Yes, sir. Shabeen.
Shabeen.
I want to chime in on what you guys were talking about earlier, talking about how, you kind of get a sense for people from the first few things that come out of their mouth. You guys start talking, you get to know somebody, but my crazy ass, we've been filming for a long time, 7-8 years, and we met people through social media. Caterpillar's one. I know more than even talk to this dude on Instagram, and the next thing you know, I'm like, hey, bring it, come on out. I'm inviting, this dude. Don't know him from anybody, and invited him out to the farm. We hunted, and that was 3-4 years ago at least, and it's just been the experience through just hunting and what you guys are doing with the podcast. The love. You got to keep spreading it, East Coast to West Coast, baby. I mean, you got to look out for the fellow hunter, boost each other up. Don't talk shit. We're all in it for the same reason, for the love of what we do.
I hear that, but we do got to talk a little shit to each other, amongst each other. But other than that, stay frosty,
all with love. All with love.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Ryan, give me your address in a DM. If you look at the camera on the screen, I'm going to send you one of these little bad boys here. You'll see it.
All right. I'll hit you up.
Hell yeah. E-Money's full of little goodies.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
And since we're talking a little smack, I got to talk a little smack to Connor. He's my homie. I've been talking to him on Instagram, too. Never met the dude. I love him. I'm going to convert him into a pet zone, like a little petting zoo, the private land. I know he's a public land guru. I'm going to bring him to the dark side.
That's funny.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what it is, because in Waterbury, there's 0 public land. So my properties here in the hood are all private land. So there ain't nothing wrong with a little dark side. You need a little dark side in your blood.
I can't wait to meet that dude, too, man. He's an awesome guy.
He's a chill dude. He's a
Cool
nice
dude,
guy.
for sure.
Ryan, I'm gonna keep trugging here because we got 3 more behind you. They just keep stacking up, buddy. Stay tuned
All right,
week
brother.
after week,
Love
man.
being
Every
on here.
Tuesday.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir. DRock, see you soon, homie.
Hell yeah. Love you, brother. Peace.
See you. I love you.
Everyone loves DRock. DRock, we're gonna keep rolling. Do you know anybody named Kevin from Hornell, New York?
No. Enlighten me.
Maybe
I do. What's up, Kevin?
Kevin, you're live on the
Yo,
show.
what's up, DRock?
What up?
Hey.
What's good, man?
Yeah, DRock knows me.
Yeah,
Kevin
what's
Dye,
good,
man.
Oh,
Hey.
what up, man?
There it
What
is.
up? How
See,
you
you gotta
doing?
have that voice recognition software going on in your brain.
We've never talked on the phone or anything.
No, it's definitely like you said earlier. You meet so many people on social media and stuff, and then to finally hear their voice is like having a new baby, for all those daddies out there. It's like, oh, my boy, you just want to pick them up and hug them.
Dude,
Hold 'em dear.
this is where I get on my little soapbox and say, this is the podcast that connects public land hunting enthusiasts. Nowhere else can you talk to the people that you listen to every day. This is it. We're connecting.
Amen. So what's good, Kev?
That's crazy.
What you up to, man?
No, just getting. I got to get ready for work tonight, but I figured I'd call in, shoot shit.
Hell yeah. What you got to bring to the table for the greater good in hunting?
Man, I want to hear a prediction about Fabio. Like a Doug Schmidt call out.
Ooh,
You've been,
yeah.
yeah.
I wish I could give you one, but only Doug Schmidt and his mustache can predict that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could hear from him.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool if he
tag him,
chimed
man.
in.
Let's get him to call in. Who knows him?
I wish he would call in and give me a prediction. I could tell you what I would like to get is Fabio early season, because in one of my scouting trips, when I was going to go check on a food plot, I actually ran into him about 80 yards away, and he didn't see me, but I saw him. I always go in when the wind is right, especially in his area, because I know where he beds, and I don't hunt his bedding because I want him to still live there and feel that it's safe. So I dare not. But I do know his highway trails, And trust me, again, let this be known. I don't know shit about whitetail hunting, but what I've learned from the big buck killers that surround me, I do it pretty well, man. I do it well enough that I get to see Fabio for the past 2 seasons so far. So I just want to be clear on that. But I did see him about 80 yards away. He didn't see me. I went in when the wind was right, hit the little food plot on his highway trail to give him a little reason to stop, like a little speed bump to stop and possibly give me a shot. And I had to blast out a coyote call. And what do you know, this dude, all he did was looked up, looked around, couldn't see the coyote, and he huffed, wheezed, stomped, and he moseyed on after that, after he showcased that. Moseyed on like it didn't even bother him, man. And he kind of just, along his time, just kind of went out of the picture. And I sat there actually probably because I was crouched down in some briars to make sure he wouldn't see me. And I literally waited there about 40 to 45 minutes to make sure that he wasn't around. And I was sweating my ass off, just glassing, trying to keep my breathing down, to not even, I know it's impossible, but to not even give off my scent, even though the wind was right. But I didn't want to fuck shit up. So to answer your question, Kevin, what I would like to see happen, it's not going to be opening day, but it's going to be first week of October once he's feeling comfortable and the temperature's more to his liking and he starts kind of venturing closer to the does. I predict that, or what I would like to see happen is me smack him quartering away on an afternoon hunt in the first week of October,
That's some
which
very
is almost unheard
specific
of.
shit, DRock. You're getting real granular, man.
I know him that well, though. I feel like I know him that well.
You're going to be sad when you get
trail
that deer.
cam
I think
picks
you
and
like
pattern him.
You like the journey more than the destination in this case. You might want to let him go.
Nah, man. Nah.
No, he's just calling a shot.
Yeah. But, again, we need to call out Porn Stash Doug.
Yeah.
Because we need his prediction, man. We need that mustache prediction.
See if we can get it.
So what do you got going on, Kevin? Enough about me and Eric. What do you got going on? What are your goals for this season?
I got a couple bucks I'd like to get on my grandfather's farm. It's a real small piece of it. It's only 17 acres. So I'm trying to close in on them. It's really hard because we have people that camp up there all summer. So the deer kind of get pressured year round type of deal. So it's tricky and it's so small, but it's really, really fun.
My dad shot the biggest buck of his life, 2 of them, sorry to cut you off, on a very similar property that's less than 17 acres within a campground. And I think the camping and having all of that people activity going on and the bonfires and the noise and the chatter and the traffic might play to your advantage more than you might think.
That's something I've been like keeping in the back of my mind the last couple of years because I started hunting up there like 3 years ago pretty heavily, and like it seems like the more they get used to your activity, they kind of like just chill out and they'll put up with a little bit of my intrusion, or they're just used to they live around people basically. So I don't know. It's definitely something to keep in mind.
Hell yeah, man.
Yep.
Hey, Kev, I have a little shameless plug question for you. Did you order your ECB Evo grunt call yet?
Not this week. Maybe next week. We'll see. I gotta sweet talk Mama into that one.
There you go. Give her the loving.
Dude, Kev, thanks for calling in, man. We got 3 more to go, and they keep tacking on. I've said 3 more 5 times, so we're gonna let you go for now and bring on the next one. Dude, we appreciate you calling in a whole bunch. If you want to send me a DM, I'll get you Where to Hunt podcast sticker. You just send me your address and DM, and I'll get you one in the mail.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. You have a good night.
Hey, Kevin,
right,
love you, brother.
Yeah, see you.
Love you, brother. Take care.
Love you too, DRock.
DRock, we're just putting you to work tonight. That's what's happening. You know who we
It's all
got here?
good, brother.
So
Bring
we
it.
got Michelle. Am I getting this name right? I hope so. Hartford, Connecticut. This is going to be someone you know. No, it's Trev. Trev, we're going to skip you because we know who you are. We're going to move on to Sarah from Manchester, Iowa.
Oh, nice. It's Sarah Thomas, I assume.
Sarah, you're live on the show.
No, Sarah Ann.
Which
Hi,
one?
what's up? Sarah Ann.
What's good, Sarah?
Sarah Ann.
Not
How's
too
it
much.
going? What do you got
Pretty
going
good.
on? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Iowa.
The Big Buck State.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah, the outdoor medic?
Yes, that's me.
No way.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Welcome to the
Enlighten
show.
me. What is the
Hell
outdoor
yeah.
medic?
Hey,
that's my
I'm-
name.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Hold on, Eric. I apologize, but please, Sarah, tell us who you are, where you're from, and where we can find you. Please.
Perfect.
Well, my name's Sarah Ann. I'm from Iowa, and you can find me on my Facebook page, Outdoor Medic.
That's perfect.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you, DRock. Look at DRock running the show. This is why I like having DRock as a guest, because he knows what he's doing. I just make it up as I go.
Yeah.
So that happens when I get a real podcast.
Welcome to the
host on my
show, Sid. Oh, stop.
Well,
Stop.
thank you.
You got a killer show. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
I
Thank
think you're
you
the
for
first
calling
girl
in,
to call
and
into the Where to Hunt podcast. You definitely get a Where to Hunt podcast sticker. You just let me know where,
Well, that's
where you want me
good.
to send it.
Okay. So I'm hopefully planning on doing a hunt out in Jersey, so I'm coming east this fall. So I need tips on how to travel with my boat.
Nice.
Hell yeah. If you have the time, do not take an airplane. The only reason I say that is because you are susceptible to TSA and luggage control. Their crew kind of sucks, man. They're a bunch of people, and not all of them. I don't bag on all of them, but you always get a chock full of people that just plainly don't give a fuck about anyone else's shit, you know? It's just their 9 to 5, and they want to get out, do their shift, and get out. So if you could either drive or take a train. Me personally, if I had time that allotted for more days for exposure, I would, or dispense anyways, I would definitely go by train because the train doesn't check your luggage. It's unlimited luggage, and you're sitting in like first class style seats.
It's
like
great.
the amount of room.
Sarah, have you ever taken a train anywhere?
It is great.
No.
Hell yeah.
So you can
As
see
many-
the
as
countryside.
many times
They got like a window cart. You can just hang out and look at the scenery. They have a
Hell yeah.
food cart. They have like a bed cart. They have like the chairs have space. You can recline. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great way to travel.
It is. It is.
But you got to have time.
So
DRock,
Sarah,
you
Mike-
got to have time.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
But
think I'm flying
Mike,
this time.
are you?
Yes.
So if you're flying into New Jersey, maybe Newark Airport. Are you flying into Newark?
Yep, that's why I'm flying into Newark, yeah.
Word. That's actually a good airport, believe it or not.
Okay,
Their
good.
crew I've had zero problems with. But my best suggestion as far as arrows is you don't pack your broadheads in your bow case. You pack your broadheads in your checked-in suitcase, not that goes as a carry-on, but checked in as far as like luggage. And you let everything be known. Like I actually call ahead to every airport that I'm departing and arriving to let them know exactly what's going on, because the more exposure you give, the easier it is.
And how far in advance would you call?
Honestly, it could be like the week prior. As long as they know, so this way it's no problem. But Sarah, tell us about your venture into New Jersey hunt. I want to hear this. It has to do with Zeus, right?
Yeah. I'm coming out to hunt with Nick Albanese and Tom and the boys, so
That's
it'll be
exciting.
Hell yeah.
I'm letting the Zeus fly
Hell
for the
yeah.
first time this season, so I'm pretty excited about it. I had those guys on a while back, and now I get to finally try their stuff out in the field.
yeah. I'm pretty excited.
So Sarah, fuck yeah, you're cutting those Zeus loose.
I'm hoping. I still haven't
it's
even
gonna
gotten an
happen.
Iowa buck yet, so.
That's all right. It'll happen. It'll happen for you.
Yeah.
So what are you aiming for? What's your plan? If you can like vaguely tell us your details.
To be successful and get a bear.
Ooh. No
Oh, you're going
shit.
for bear.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Let me tell you something, Sarah. You're definitely gonna connect with a bear if you're hunting with Nick, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what they keep telling me, but I have like the worst luck in the world, so I'm not going to.
You're like the bad omen. Guys,
count my
they're gonna feel bad, and you're like, no, this was expected. I think I brought this. That's like when I go fishing with anybody. I'm like, look, we're just not gonna catch anything today. It's okay.
Exactly.
So, what are your what are your goals with this bear hunt?
My goal is basically just to tag one. The first legal one that I get with my bow, I'd like to just punch my tag.
Word. And what'd you do to prep for it?
Right now I'm just shooting every day. I mean, a couple
Okay,
arrows
how
a
many
day.
arrows?
I'm not really doing. Like 5, 6. I don't really have a lot of time some days because I work 24 hours and I'm on call and I have kids, so I try to do my best.
Right.
But
Good for you.
Super mom. No, I get it. I get it because E Money and I were talking about being super dad, and it's quite consuming, man. So like we feel you, and we definitely applaud you for getting out there and getting after it. That's what it takes, though. You know, that's what it takes. Is I mean, thank you for coming out to the Iowa Deer Classic. I wish I could have given you a hug. I was out running about trying to set things up, and it's going to happen, especially if you come out to New Jersey. Just let me know exactly when, and I'll make sure I don't know if I'll be able to hunt with you, but I'll make sure I just make an appearance and say what's up, and I need to see Nick anyways, so we'll make it happen.
I'll try my best.
Good luck out there, Sarah, this season. We'd love to kind of follow along. It'd mean a whole bunch to me if you joined the W2H Rut Club Facebook group, and if you could share anything you get while you're doing that, I think that'd be a great place to post it. I'd love to see how the Zeus work for you with the bear, especially personally.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going out until October, so we have
about a month to go.
Sure, it'll be enough. Yeah.
Where do people?
Awesome, Sarah.
One more time. Where do people find you?
Outdoor Medic.
Outdoor Medic. All right, everybody, go
Yes,
follow her.
Okay, thank you.
Sarah, have a good night. Love you.
Yep, thank you, DRock. See you later.
Peace.
All right, so should I skip Trev again? We got one more call behind him. I feel bad. Poor Trev.
No, bring him on. Bring him on. He's probably going to bag on me. Let's do it.
All right, and then Trev, what up, dude? You've been hanging out for like 25 minutes.
I know, it's all good. I feel the love tonight. It's all good.
I gotta get a screener.
It's all good. It's all good, man. I feel the love.
What's good, Trev? Is this the only way I get to talk to you? Shit.
Yeah, I guess so, man. You said call in, so I figured I would. I just got off the water, just pulled in the dooryard, man, just listening to the podcast. And I was watching the Rut Club. I really digging it, E. Did a hell of a job, man. It's definitely badass.
I thought for sure I'd just be talking to myself for 30 minutes, so it worked out okay. I've exceeded my expectations.
No, I'll say this, is that heated hunt, I was on their pro staff for a year, and they definitely have a great product, and it's something that I definitely believe in, for sure.
I've heard from people that it just works, and I've heard people say that they were apprehensive and nothing's going to work, and they try this, and boom. So I'm personally jacked to try it, and I think it just, like I said, it makes a lot of sense to have them as a sponsor for that segment. So hopefully it works out for everybody.
That's awesome. And also, I'll definitely say this, is that DRock's been putting in that time on Fabio, and then, what he wanted to happen is going to happen. He's going to shoot that deer in October, no questions asked. I just know it, man. He put in way too much time, and hearing his stories, and he won't even share the trail cam pictures with me. So
it's a foregone conclusion. It's a foregone conclusion. Way to go. I like the way you're talking about it, Trev.
For sure.
This one's for the greater good right here, fellas. Right here.
That's number 3. I'm on my 3rd glass of
Shabane.
scotch. Woo.
Shabane.
I've been
Hell
hammered
yeah.
tonight. Trev, how you liking that okay
yo, Trev,
shirt? Is
thanks
it
for-
okay?
Oh, it's the great. I love that shirt, and I wore it out the other night for dinner, and I got like 5 compliments on it at the local pizza place.
That's really
Everyone
good.
loved it.
That's perfect. That's perfect. They're like, what the hell? What is this?
Are you
shirt?
sure they weren't complimenting your beard though?
Ooh.
I think it. Maybe you know what? It could have been the beard. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
I mean, they feel like a little threatened from that terrorist beard that they feel like, oh, maybe I should say something nice so this nigga doesn't kill, or this jigga doesn't kill me. Edit that out, Eric. I'm sorry.
We'll see what I can do. I don't really edit my show. It can't be worse than the prank call I got last week, by the way, guys. So, you heard that.
So I got them all fired up now.
Yeah.
Popping up at the mouth over here.
It's so tough.
You can say it because,
This is
you know,
one
you're
thing I need to
Hispanic,
be-
right?
Well, I don't want to say that justifies it, man.
Well-
What justifies it, honestly, I want to be clear on this. Now that we're on a different platform,
We have
because
now
I get
jumped
so many.
to a new topic.
Yeah, this is left field for. I'll keep it under a minute. It's just I get so many hate mails for my language, especially the N-bomb. If you guys lived my shoes just one day, you would understand how many N-bombs get dropped in the manner that it gets used. So it's like saying my man, my dude, my bro, bromigo, fella, compadre. It's nothing more than that. But it's still not ready for the hunting industry. And I've tried my best, as Trev, and he can elaborate on this, I've tried my best on changing that bad habit because you know what? Out of respect, I have changed. So I'm sorry that one slipped.
Do you know who?
Amen.
Do you know who Zach
For the-
De La Rocha is?
Yes, I do.
He gets to say it. So I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Pistol grip pump. That pistol grip
It-
pump. That's all I'm gonna say. And for anybody that knows what comes after that.
Bang, bang, gang, gang. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm so pumped for this
Crying
season,
from
though,
laughing.
Trev. It's going to be a good one. I know it's going to be a good one for a lot of people out there. And East Coast Trev and I have been really trying to spread that plague of positivity, a.k.a. hashtag the greater good, hashtag unity, because that's what it's going to take, man. And it's a huge gang of a brotherhood that's really going to take off, man. Word, Trev?
Yeah, absolutely, and I want to second on that. I mean, that's something that everybody, not even guys on podcasts or whatever, but even if just going on to other people's pages and saying nice job, congratulations, nice work, well done. I mean, just going out of your way to say something positive to somebody, it goes miles, and it doesn't go unknown, or It needs to be done more. There's too much negativity out there, and I hate to rant on this. It's something, as you all know, I rant on all the time live. You guys got to help each other, man. You got to say positive things to one another because it is about the greater good, and we all need to band together. I mean, hearing everybody talk, Ryan just hopped on, Connor, everybody. It's just so great to hear everybody. These are all our brothers. These are the ones that we love and we talk to on the regular.
I get down
And
with
sisters, the outdoor medic.
You're right. Dude, I get down with Gary Vaynerchuk. I got to meet that guy back in April. I've read his books. I listened to his show. I've stopped now because it's like Goodwill Hunting. He's like waiting for the day that people stop listening and, live their lives. So I'm trying to be that guy now. But, he says, the 1% of the news is all negative, right? By and large, people are good.
Yep.
There's a lot of good in hunting. We want to make that louder. Let's make kindness loud.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the hunting community. It's unfortunate that the negative is so loud, but that isn't the most common stuff that gets there. So when we do see it, we got to squash it, kill them with kindness. You guys talk about playing and slaying and killing.
Amen.
Let's kill them with kindness. That's what I'm saying.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Amen. Amen.
All right.
For sure.
Trey,
I don't want to take up too much
we got
time,
one more
man.
behind you, buddy, and then we're going to get into the memorable hunt after that.
Yeah, you guys do it, man. You guys have a great night, and stay stepping and stay slaying.
You got it, brother.
Love you, brother. Peace out.
Love you, man. Peace.
The one guy to hit the freaking metal target. What do we got here? Oh no, did I drop our last caller?
Come on.
Oh, I think he finally hung up.
Hopefully not.
Let's call him back. We're gonna
Who
call him
was
back. It's Jeff.
Yeah, call him back.
We're calling him right now.
Jeff Yankee?
You got it. Call back.
We need him on. Call him back because we need him on. I love that dude with a passion. Talk about the greater good. He is the greater good.
Hello?
It's the greater good, Jeff Yankee. What's up?
Not much. How about you?
Did you give up on us? Did you just hang up, or did I press the wrong button?
I think it was a bad connection.
I was like, I was just gonna bring him
roll
on,
with
and
that.
then he's gone. I was like, wait, you can't trust me to push.
I don't know what happened there.
I'm 3 glasses.
Anyways, I'm in control now, so nobody's talking. I just want to pass along a compliment that DRock, you're a great guy. You've made time to listen to me on my phone calls. If I've called you up, you've always had an ear there for me. One question I have for you, though, brother, is who was instrumental in your life, if it was when you were a youth or a young man or the old man you are now, that instilled this giving back attitude and this positivity and helping others and the passion to evolve mankind into the direction that it needs to go? I think that's a quality that a lot of people miss and they overlook, and I just think everybody could take a little piece of you and the world would be an awesome place. But I'm going to hang up because this show isn't about me. It's about you. But I wanted to say thank you, and I look forward to hearing this awesome answer.
Hey, don't hang up quite yet. Let me answer you. Let me hang up, please.
You're not getting off that easy, Jeff.
I request that much.
All right.
Because you
Bad
asked
connection.
me that. Nah, man. Because this is something. It's a tearjerker for me, personally. My mom, she taught me how to play football. She continued to encourage me to hunt. She taught me about life. This was, now mind you, this is a little 4 foot, maybe 10, but I want to say 4'9" woman with long, luxurious locks of hair like myself that would beat the fuck out of me if I misbehaved, and would always tell me about what's right. So to answer your question, this little tiny dwarf of a woman would instill the goodness in me and make sure I went to church. And not everyone needs to go to church to be good. Whatever it is, whatever is your church, whether it be the woods, whether it be in your shop working on something, gas-driven, or whether it be, you on your day-to-day job that you love so much, if that's your church, that's church. Whatever you feel good and doing right for the greater good, that was my mom. So to answer your question, Jeff, I owe it to this little midget of a Mexican that beat my motherfucking ass every time I got out of line to make sure I always did what was right. # the greater good, man.
That's awesome, man.
Hashtag it's
Sounds
okay
like
to
a
hit your
very
kids.
special lady.
Hey, it's just, she had that power. I mean, all it took was her to take off her chancla and wave it in the air like she's going to fling it like a boomerang. And sometimes she used it like a boomerang. And I swear to God, I never thought it would return to her. But every time she flung it at me or whacked me in the forehead, somehow it always ended up back in her hand before I fucking came to. So God bless that woman. God rest her soul, man. And she died way too young. But guess what? If I die, everyone's going to know her legacy because it's for the greater good, man. We either change things now or we just let it happen. And I'm sorry, man. I'm not one to let it happen. And Jeff, this is something that I talked to E-Money, not too long ago, is you have such a power and a presence that you need to stand up, and you do stand up for it. But I feel you have so much more of a presence and power that I can't wait till you unleash that power and go Super Saiyan. And anyone that watches Dragon Ball Z, yeah, I'm a nerd. Anyone that watches Dragon Ball Z will know that you're going to go Super Saiyan, and no one's going to touch you, Jeff, because you, motherfucker, are the fucking man, and meeting you drove me even more. People like you drive me even more to push what's right and what we stand for as a community for the hunting industry or even the outdoor industry. People like you is what drives me and drives people like Eric. And I think I could speak for you on that.
You got it, bud. You got it. Yep. That's why we're doing Huntland.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Well, thank you for the nice words, but DRock, you're awesome, man. You got a great thing going and a great group of guys, and don't ever stop because it brings a smile to my face when I'm sitting there drawing pretty pictures at work. So, on that note, we're going to roll this into your favorite hunt here. So, have a good evening.
Hell yeah,
fellas.
Jeff. You do the same. Love you, brother.
Bye-bye.
DRock.
E-money.
Dude, you just rolled through like 20 calls.
Bro, Porn Stash Doug is asking me right now as we talk and converse if he could still call in. Could he call in?
He's getting screened right now.
Do it. Let's run it, man.
I think it's him. It says it's screening. I got to wait till the screening is done. He's got to tell us who he is and where he's from, and then I'll bring him in. That's how it works. I got to get a screener for real. Seriously, if anyone listening wants to become the Where to Hunt screener, like, I need you. Whoever you are, please help me. Doug Schmidt, Davenport, Iowa.
Yes.
Doug, what's the verdict?
This is the man himself. Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. What's good, Doug? How you?
Oh, just got done eating some dinner. What are you guys doing?
We're just drinking brandy and scotch or bourbon and scotch. That's all we're doing.
Oh, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah, Shabine, bourbon, and scotch.
Oh, I could go for a Shabine right now.
One beer, one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
Whew.
I'll
be grabbing me a beer here soon.
I hear that you got a prediction for us. I don't know. I'm out of the loop, so you guys got to catch me up, and the listeners.
What prediction are you looking for here?
The Fabio prediction.
Who, for DRock?
That's right.
All right, DRock, I need to ask you some questions first before I make my prediction here.
Go ahead. Stroke that stash as you ask me, please.
All right. I'm doing it right now.
It feels good. Feels good.
When's your season start and how long does it go for?
September 15th on private land all the way to December 31st, private land and state land, but with permits all the way down to January 31st. But Fabio's not in permit. So let's say September 15th to December 31st for Fabio.
All right, and when's you guys' rut?
Rut is definitely first week in November.
Are you taking any time off from work?
Work is amazing to me and lets me do what I want when it comes to deer hunting.
All right. Let me type it into my mind computer here.
We're going to add some sound effects to this.
Stroke that cookie duster. Stroke it.
All right.
Feel it, though. Feel it in your heart, though.
All right.
Wait.
I got a number.
Oh, my God. Cheers.
November 12th.
Ooh, it's marked on the calendar.
1:30 p.m.
Oh, my God.
November 12th is a Saturday, DRock.
Boom.
So that is the
Mark
day
that
or
down.
by that day?
It will be
the day.
by that day. Or on that day.
All right. Stand by.
I've been more relaxed. I've been more relaxed this year, so maybe before that, but definitely by then.
Word. November 12th. Eric, mark that and put it in your show notes.
Got it, homie.
Fabio deer prediction.
11-12 by nooner. You'll have a booner.
Boom. Put it in
Damn,
lead.
son. Thank you for calling in, man. I really appreciate
Hey,
that.
no problem, guys.
Bro, I honestly thought I was going to get him first week of October, but, I mean, the cookie duster has spoken.
The cookie duster.
Hey, sometimes it don't work like that, homie.
As long as stay at it, right?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah,
Boom.
keep on keeping on.
Word. I wish you a successful season, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Thank you, guys.
Much love for you.
Yeah.
buddy.
You too, Eric.
Thanks, man.
All
I'm
right,
glad
love
someone
you,
said
boys.
they love me for a change. There's all this DRock love. you have a good
Hey,
night,
man, I love you too.
No love.
I know you do. See you, Doug.
Peace out,
All right,
Doug.
see you
Love
guys.
Okay, 21 calls, DRock. Impressive. I think you've risen to the
Oh,
challenge.
stop it.
Holy shnikey.
Nah, man. This is the family. This is the family. The gang.
Mi familia.
Kurt-
How do you say
Kurt
that with the
started it,
Hispanic
man.
accent? Mi familia.
Just like that. Mi familia.
Mi familia. Mi amo Eric. I wish I could say you're listening to the Word Hunt podcast. I just did say that, but in Spanish. I don't know how to say it.
Estás escuchando a Where to Hunt podcast con Eric Clark, el machísimo de machos, y no te vas a equivocarte con este hombre porque es un matador.
There we go. We got a new audience now. All you Spanish speaking.
There you go.
There we go. Do
You
know I
might get on.
Did you know I
Right.
traveled all of Nicaragua, knowing I think 3 or 4 Spanish words. I knew baño, agua, cerveza, and la quinta for Czech, and that was it. And I traveled the whole country. It was great.
Bro, that's all you need to know. That's how simple we are.
Clearly, that is actually all I needed to know. I knew nothing else. Literally, and my wife was a Spanish teacher, and she tried to teach me as a teacher how to speak Spanish, and I failed miserably. That's all I learned. The whole masculine and feminine, and dude, like, she understands the Spanish language better than I understand the English language, which I don't understand. I don't understand the context and the adjectives and adverbs and pronouns, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, she's trying to compare things. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'm not that smart. I don't know who you think you married, but I'm not that guy. Just give me the important words, and I'll just be fine.
You are smart, man. You are very smart, but
You know.
maybe alternative languages might not be your realm.
Correct.
But you're
Also-
very smart.
Also, thank you, man. Well, okay, dude. So we did hit on the topic through callers of unity and the greater good. I think we did a good job there. I did ask Connor the question. I hope he's up all night thinking about that, and I hope everyone else is too. You know, if you had all the time in the world to plan your perfect hunt for this season, what would that look like? I'm not even sure how I would answer that question, because there's a lot of us that don't even know where to start. And even for those of us that do, it's really hard to prioritize, right?
Correct.
So it's a really hard question.
But ask me the ending question.
So that one or the other one?
You know what? It's been a good podcast. Let's just end it with the most. I mean, you asked me, man. This is your show.
DRock, I asked you at the beginning to let your subconscious go to work for you while we're recording. I'd really love to know and hear your most memorable hunt.
Thank you for asking. E-Money Clark without an E.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason why we hit it off. You're Eric Clark. I'm Derek Clark. No one knows. Well, not many know my first name, but Derek, aka DRock Clarke. My most memorable hunt. Let's start off right. It's the 4th of tonight. Should be.
The 4th.
I can honestly say, yeah, It's been a good one, man. It's been a good one. Excuse me. So my most memorable hunt, from then until now, there's been many. And a lot of them have even better kills than the other. I've been fortunate enough to have 2 monsters under my belt when it comes to whitetail. But I won't get into that because my most memorable hunt takes place in Coventry, Connecticut, hunting with the East Coast bow hunting crew, East Coast Trev and Pornstar Rhyme. We went to a certain piece where Trev and I decided there's going to be 2 ways this is going to happen. We both enter a certain way, and either I will push deer up to him or he'll push deer down to me. This specific day, it was actually a very perfect day in the fall. And my last season, 2018, I had success late, man, and I was questioning my skills. And this is something that every hunter should learn because not every year is successful. I expect to not get a deer at least 1 or 2 years down the road, maybe more. No matter how good a hunter you are, if you're hunting specific areas on a consistent basis year by year, it's not feasible to hunt successfully every year on specific lands.
It's true.
And what happened this year, it came late, man. I was down in my skills, being a new whitetail hunter. And I was like, fuck. After 2017, taking 6 down and a fucking monster, it's like, damn it. Like, maybe I'm not as good a whitetail hunter as I thought I was. And that's what really brings you in. So we go in, it's later season, mid-November during rut, thankfully. And Trev takes one entry, I take the other. And I get in, it takes me, honestly, about maybe 20 minutes to get to the spot, 12 minutes to get set up from getting to the spot. Trev, I know, is going the high ridge. I'm working the lower third of that ridge, the highway. What I did before, actually what Trev put down before is a mock scrape in this certain spot. And what I did is lay down estrus from that mock scrape all the way down to a shooting lane, which I thought would be a perfect spot to kill a deer, to guide them towards that. This is a deer we have been patterning. I call him Give Me a Sixer. And this was a big-bodied deer. Small rack, small 6-point rack, huge fucking bodied deer. When I say huge, it's like definitely bigger than me. And I'm well over 200. Well, no. Let's be nice. 200 pounds above.
So definitely at least a dad bod deer.
Right. So dad bod deer for sure. And what do you know? As soon as I get up into the tree, I didn't even have my arrow knocked. Just get into the tree, and I hear this crashing and see this kind of like brown mesh at the top of the ridge coming down quick. No holds bar. Stops at the mock scrape. Follows the estrus. As soon as he stops at the mock scrape, I'm like a ninja in the woods, right? Because I'm already up there, quiet, descented, using scent crusher. And I know a lot of people don't believe in that shit, but ozone works. Because my sweaty ass, being a bigger dude, it takes sweat to get up into a tree. At this time, I'm using my Lone Wolf Assault Climber. Shout out Lone Wolf.
There you go.
And I mean, things are progressing to new adventures, but at this time it was Lone Wolf. And I knocked my arrow, drew it back, and watched him follow the estrus trail from mock scrape to my shooting lane. And I just made it happen. It was the most picture perfect shot. Quartering away, I nicked the back strap, double lunged him, and give me a sixer, didn't run no more than 40 yards. And that's my most memorable hunt because not only did Trev contribute to that, but it was, you couldn't put a playbook better. Anyone that's in athletics or sports, like when you draw out a playbook, that's how it happened.
Dude, that's awesome.
He came crashing down from the ridge, stopped at the mock scrape, followed the Estes trail, boom, shooting lane. I didn't even have an arrow knocked. It was all one motion. Knocked the arrow, drew back, waited, boom, released.
Dude, you'd have to feel like a sorcerer at that point. I remember, I'm trying to think who it was that I had on the show. This was a while back. This would have been a 2016 episode. They had talked about doing crow calls to bring in cover if it was too quiet in the woods. So they brought a crow call with them, and they would call in crows to give them some sound cover, and it worked. And I'm like, you're a fucking sorcerer. You're literally conjuring up wildlife to help you hunt. That's crazy. But when you can plan things out that way, and this happened when Jared called in earlier on the Rut Radio, he's like, at some point you're playing chess with these animals. You're playing chess. They don't know it, but you are. And when it can go according to plan and you are making that move, and you're making that move because you know they're going to hopefully make a certain move and counter to that, that's such a different feeling when you have that going on, when you're not just winging it. You're calling your shots. That is memorable, man. Super memorable.
Whenever you have a game and plan and it connects, you never forget. It gets imprinted. And I mean, like I said, man, I have enough kills under my belt to really understand, or just now to understand how to kill deer. But that is my most memorable hunt on how to kill whitetail. And it came down to a 6-pointer. And mind you, I have my McDonald's buck and my Missouri buck. And those dudes are monsters compared to this dude. This dude has broken racks because during the rut, he broke his racks off. This is a deer that Trev and I, specifically Trev, has patterned. So I give him the credit for patterning this deer. But broken racks and just as tasty. So, amen. Amen to the bow hunt.
That's awesome. Dude, that's a good one. And I'm doing some fun things with these memorable hunts, so stand by for what's going to come to you later on as a gift for sharing that on the show. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Just responding to some of the comments here. We got a few of them that came through. So, DRock, let's cap it off with, for those that don't know, because there might be some out there, you know, you've called in the show plenty of times, like how do people find you? You know, where do they go? How do they tune into everything you got going on? Because you got plenty going on. I think it's definitely worth everyone who doesn't know to check it out. And I think we have one more call coming through, by the way, so we'll see if we got time for that at the end here.
Oh, we have time for it, Eric. Let's keep it going. So to answer your question, DRock Clarke on every social media platform. If you don't find DRock Clarke, you find me at East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, Facebook, IG, Snapchat, Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn. Every platform that you can think of, we are on there. I say we because I'm in a team with East Coast Trev and Ryan the Porn Star, and we branch off that team with Working Class Bowhunter. So if you're not listening to us, East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, you should be listening to Working Class Bowhunter. If you're not listening to Working Class Bowhunter, you should listen to Where to Hunt Podcast. I have more. Stay tuned. If you're not listening to Where to Hunt podcast, listen to Huntland Adventures podcast. If you're not listening to them, venture out to Michigan, Deer Hunter podcast. If you're not listening to them, listen again to the East Coast, Truth from the Stand podcast. We're a big brotherhood. We're trying to correlate a unity for the greater good. There's a lot of podcasts out there that you could get different information with like-minded people, and we're trying to reach out to the West Coast, and guess what? The West Coast is rising because we're going to have a West Coast podcast reaching out back to us. Eastman's Elevated podcast with Brian Barney out of Montana. That dude is the man, my spirit animal.
Nice.
Tune
That's a
into
big
him.
deal for you to say that, man. Who is that again?
Brian Barney from Eastman's Elevated. He's an accomplished author, bow hunter, and podcaster. And guess who he's correlated with? His best friend, or one of his good friends, is Clint Casper,
There we
a
go.
well-known
Publisher for
Bro,
Peterson's
the
Bow
next
Hunting.
Steve-
Yep.
I'm just saying, the next Steve Ranella. It's like I look up to Steve Ranella. He does his job.
Same
and
here.
Guess what? Someone needs to take over his legacy.
That's right.
For sure. And that's who it is. Clint Casper, Brian Barney are the next people we should follow. Check them out.
So the last caller is showing up restricted, and they failed the auto screen. So I'm going to take a chance on them to bring them in. But last show, I had my first ever prank caller. So if they're a prank caller, we're going to drop them. Let's hope that they're not.
And you can edit them out.
Stay
anyway.
frosty. Howdy. Welcome to the Where to Hunt podcast. You are live. Who do we got?
This may sound kind of funny, but I now drink tea at 2 p.m.
That doesn't sound too funny.
I also drink tea and coffee sometimes in the morning, but now at 2 p.m., I'm starting to drink tea. I must be living in England or getting really old, which is probably the latter. Top of the morning to you. Keep drinking tea. Can't really see it, but hey, got some tea going on.
There we go. Teabagging it.
I am an old man. I used to watch my parents get up, eat coffee, drink tea during the day, and now I'm doing it. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cute and funny
We
how we're
appreciate
all
that,
turning
man.
into our parents little by little.
Ain't that the truth? That was it.
So who are you, brother? Tell us who you are and where you're from.
That was it. He hung up.
Really?
Drink your tea. We got one more from Chicago. Let's bring him in. Who's from Chicago, Illinois? Welcome to the Where to Hunt podcast. You're live out of Chicago. What up?
Woo! This is Justin Daw.
What's going on, Justin?
What up, Justin?
Yeah, I'm by way of Louisiana, by way of Chicago. But I just want to talk to you boys about hunting crawdad.
Awesome.
Go ahead, man.
Awesome. Enlighten us.
Y'all ever like to eat a little crawdad? You get your little soup. Suck it on some sweet shells with spicy sauce.
You on speakerphone right now? Because we can hardly hear you right now.
Yeah. Is this better?
Yes.
There you go. There you
Is
go.
it a
We
little
can hear
clearer
you.
now?
You got it.
Yeah. We hear you now.
Okay, sorry. I was in Okay. Well, you ever eat the shell and all on that crawdad?
I've never done that. I've had crawfish broil, but I've never done that.
Every day, man.
Yeah,
Every day.
you lick your
Depends how long it's
fingers.
boiled, yeah?
Get that nice broil and that broth with them spices, that Old Bay. Straight out of the bayou.
Straight out of the bayou. That's right. I could get down with some of that,
Anyway,
for sure.
A crawdad hunt is a day well spent, but boys, we ever just enjoy the thrill of killing a deer for fun, not even for the meat, just to shoot it.
I don't do that. Nope.
Just
I eat what I kill.
to hurt it.
Nope.
Y'all ever take like a shotgun and just shoot it a couple times in the head just for good measure?
And that's that. Dude, believe this. Yeah. 2 more called in. We got someone from the Netherlands.
Yeah, I like this. Keep it going because you know what? Obviously, we don't need to listen to that.
What's going on? You're live
I
on
like
the
my
show.
2 cents. I like my 2 cents to the Crawdad debate. I think if you eat Crawdad, you're a pedophile. Personally, I think it's a pedophile act. I don't like it.
So it's getting weird. Let's
keep it going. What's the next one now?
Where that? We got Mark out of Bangor, Maine. Matt?
Oh, Mark. This is Mark Buzzle.
All right, guys. I had to call in and save this freaking this podcast. It's getting crazy.
Thank you.
It's getting weird. That's what happens when we go past an hour. We get prank callers.
No, my God, you jinxed yourself. You said you never had just one prank call, so I wasn't going to prank you. That's ridiculous. So, no, I called in just to discuss with you guys at DRock and everybody. You know, deer season's getting ready to hit up here in Maine, and we're getting all excited. And I'm sure DRock's told you about all the grunt calls that we've been coming up with, and it's going to be exciting to try everything out this year.
Hell yeah, man. What are you trying out this year different than any other year? What are you going to do?
This year, DRock and I get together and we made an Evolution Series grunt call, fully adjustable rubber tube, made out of a bunch of different elements from, beer hops right to cholla cactus. The sound on these grunt calls is just insane. I own Northeast game calls, so DRock and I have been just pumping out some good calls for this year to try out, hopefully pre-rut and during the rut, just to see what we can come up with.
E-Money.
Yo.
If you don't have one, let us know because we could definitely take care of you and hook you up with one. And just let us know what you want in your custom call, and we'll make that happen for sure.
I appreciate that. Whatever is the easiest to use is what I need because I'm a bit of a, Luddite when it comes to learning new stuff. So whatever you think is going to add the most value for someone that's simple like me, that would be great. And I think you've called in the past, Mark, and I appreciate you calling in again to save us from the pranksters. So, that means a ton.
Well, yeah, definitely. I kind of had to, absolutely. Definitely.
I mean, we roll with it here.
We can definitely set up with...
we can definitely set you up with an
easy-to-use grunt call. These are, really, first-time hunter, first going out could use one of these. It's got a thumb slide. You just slide it to the tone you want. And it's there. You want a doe bleat, you just slide it. You want a big buck grunt, you can slide it the other way. They're really foolproof, is how we tried to build them. And they've come out really good. If you want to take a peek at them, just go on.
Hey, Mark, sorry to interrupt, but you said foolproof, but what's the real term?
Idiot-proof?
Yeah, Trevor-proof.
Trevor-proof. There we go.
But no, it needs to be Eric-proof because... I had a call that I was using last year, and look, I'm gonna be full disclosure here, guys, and everybody else listening. I don't care to put myself out there this way, but I didn't know what the abbreviations meant, so I had to freaking Google this company's game call and figure out what the hell each abbreviation meant because I wasn't sure what type of call I was putting out into the woods, and not to mention the effing thing broke on me. So not only did I not know what call I was doing, it eventually seized up and broke. And it was plastic and shitty, and it was expensive. And, I've just really had some bad luck with game calls in the past. Quite honestly, I've had a lot that the reed comes out, and then all I have left is the lanyard and the reed and not the wood. I've had some like that, the plastic one, where I don't even know what I'm doing, and then it breaks anyways. I've had some pretty bad luck with that stuff, actually. So it's really interesting that you called in because I could really use some help. No joke.
No, we can definitely set you up. Like I said, these are they're made one at a time by me. If you want to scope them out, you can go on to nor'eastergamecalls.com and check out this. We had about 20 some odd on the website. There's 5 left. I mean, they've just been flying off the shelf. but I've got a bunch more to turn. And the good thing about mine, they're warranted for life. I don't care if you fall out of the stand and step on it. Just let me know what happened and send me back the pieces, and I'll either rebuild it or build you another one. And like I said, you don't need any directions with these. The second you get it and blow through it, you automatically know what you got in your hand. And it's so much fun to be able to move that slide really easy with your thumb and get from a swamp buck sound right to a doe bleat with just the movement of your thumb.
That's beautiful.
Or even a fawn.
Yep.
Fawn in distress. I mean, if you're predator hunting, you could use this grunt call for a fawn in distress. It's something to be said. And sorry to make this into a commercial, Eric, but I mean, I'm glad Mark called
it's
because
valuable.
It is, and this is something that Mark's been working on for a long time. And him and I, we call each other or converse
with the calls
late at
or
night
like an actual
because we
phone?
both. And then I hear my ears ringing, then I call him with the phone.
Yeah.
But it's something to be said that it's just a collaboration that, we want to put out the best product out there available that is fine-tuned, and not only just fine-tuned, but just something totally custom for the hunter, because like you said yourself, you had something like, not to knock it down, but a POS that broke on you. It was like, what happened to that? Did you throw it in the trash? You put it in recycling? This is not something you do with that too. It's a lifetime warranty. So you send it back, and if it can't be repaired, he'll replace it with something totally different.
That's dope. Mark, you called in back on December 12th of 2018. That's when it was.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Truth
be told, this is someone we need to take care of as well. So, on the air, Eric Clarke. Yeah, you'll be taken care of. Just reach out to Mark after the show, and we'll get you a ground call that'll work for you, brother.
Thanks, guys. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, we can set you right up. You just tell me. You go on the website and see what's there and what you like the colors and what you want it made out of, and we'll get something personalized down to you. So that you have something that you can be proud of. It's basically a piece of jewelry you can wear and take out into the woods and use it and have it actually work.
Appreciate it, Mark. Hey, we got Mark. I'm gonna let you go. We got one more we're gonna bring on before we wrap up here for the night. So thank you so much, man. And I need some help.
All
so
right,
I appreciate it a whole bunch. You have no idea.
No problem.
Peace out, Mark. Love you.
All right, peace out, guys. All right, keep slaying.
All right, last caller of the night. I think there's two. I'm going to pick one. Where did he go? He came.
There's two? Come on, keep it going.
Hold up. We're
Hi,
bringing him back.
Joel with MudTech. Sorry, I missed your call.
We missed
Leave
him.
your name and number and the reason you called. I'll get back to you soon.
Well, Joel, you called in and then you dropped off. Call back in, buddy, because I guess 1 minute was too long, you son of a gun. Okay, so we have Eugene from Elmhurst, Illinois. Eugene, you're live on the show. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm glad you're not a prank caller.
Good.
What's up?
No, I'd never do that. But I actually just wanted to get my thoughts on the record here because my wife hit a deer with her car and it killed her. So now I like to go out hunting and actually hurt deer, not for meat, not for sport, just to hurt it. I like to shoot it with a shotgun, maybe stab it a few times.
Man, you said you weren't a prank caller and then you went weird on us. So that's that. DRock, we're just bringing him out of the woodwork tonight.
Interesting night. Bro, this is, you know what? This is a good depiction of, or I don't know if I said that correctly. Depiction. Okay, there we go.
Might actually be okay.
English wasn't my first language, so depiction of what's out there. It's exactly what we were talking about, the greater good, hashtag the greater good and unity. There's a bunch of not only just weirdos, and I use weirdos loosely because that's what we're faced against. You know, the hunting world is full of people that are in it for different reasons. It's nice to get the phone calls of everyone in it for the right reason. Everyone that let go saying, I love you back, they're in it for the good reason. Maybe certain people didn't, because that's a strong word, and it's okay. So what I'm getting at is this whole show has been a really great venture on getting the word out for reaching out to the people that do it for the right reasons. And I'm glad this show happened because, hey, like I said all episode, I'm not the greatest deer hunter. I'm not an experienced deer hunter. But guess what I am? I'm a real deer hunter. I'm here surrounded by big buck killers on almost a daily. I wish it was daily, but I can guarantee you a monthly. And every person out there that may be daunted to get into whitetail hunting, especially bow hunting, do it. East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast is sponsoring a bow hunting class for the Connecticut DEEP at Hall's Arrows in Manchester, Connecticut, September 8th at 8:30 a.m. it starts. And the reason we do this is to get more hunters into the woods. And this involves people that maybe hunted all their life illegally. You don't know.
Yep.
It may have happened. It involves people that applied for being a NCON officer, you know, a cop of the woods.
Yep.
Because we're going to have a few of those there, I guarantee you. It involves someone that never even hunted before, including my wife. So we're going to be there. East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast will be there in correlation with the Connecticut DEP to make sure we raise numbers in conservation. And the only way that's going to happen is by you applying yourself towards the cause. So if you have any questions, reach out to Where to Hunt Podcast, East Coast Bow Hunter Podcast, Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast, Deer Hunter Podcast, Truth from the Stand Podcast, and many more. Eastman Elevated Podcast. I mean, there's so many good resources to reach out on what you need to learn from coast to coast. Do it. And that's my ending clause or case. Just do it. Because Where to Hunt Podcast is where you find the information you need to know.
Boom. Hey, guys, gals, everybody, even you pranksters out there, thanks for tuning into the show. It's a wrap for the live podcast tonight. DRock, you're the man. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.